fire away.
Overall thoughts?
Really proud of the guys for hanging in there. You know, we've had some games like this. Some of them didn't go our way. Didn't have the lead there until 2 minutes left in the game. When the defense stepped up, Trey got the big sack. Jamar scored on the next play. And then defense came up there and got a stop there in the 2-minute drill, which was huge for us. So just really proud of our guys, rebounding off of a tough divisional loss last week, going on the road into a brutal environment. This place is tough to get wins. Got a ton of respect for their team and their coaching staff and the position they put these guys in. And so you earn every inch when you play these guys. And just thought our guys earned every inch and found a way to get a win. And now we got to gain on that momentum.
What was it like to see Jamar have the game he had, obviously being back in his hometown?
Yeah, I know it's special for him. I don't put a lot of thought into that as the game's unfolding, but you know, he steps up in any environment, and now that the game's over, you do get a chance to appreciate him coming home, Burrow coming back home, LC, a lot of the guys that played here for the Saints and had a lot of great memories and times here, and so it's special. Now that the game's over, you can reflect back on that and appreciate that for those guys.
What makes that play, the touchdown, work? Is that just
breaking a lot of tackles? Yeah. You know, we threw him a back shoulder fade, and he and Joe just do a great job with that type of chemistry. And then I think he shrugged off the initial one, and then kind of outran the leverage on the safety, and that's what he does. He's a special player. He almost got us one earlier in the game, you know, on just a quick out. He almost broke one and took it, and this time he finished it off, which was good to see.
Did those feel like the moments that kind of set the tone for you guys last season, and having that this year, can it be something that kind of becomes a jumping point?
I think it's good. You know, every season is a new season. This is our first one where we got this win late in the game. I don't think you can discredit that's going to help us at some point. You know, when we've had the close losses that we've had, the way we've done it, we've been in this situation 3 times already and hadn't worked out for us. So I think it will go a ways for our guys as they put this one away and draw from that later on.
How kind of, I don't have the words, so I'm not going to try to find it. If we're able to have that kind of throughout the last couple of years, to have Burrow to change when you need a big play, how big is that for this team over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, that's what this league's about, man. You got to have great players, and you can give them all the play calls you want, but in these big moments, you need your guys to step up, and our guys stepped up.
Zac, what about the defense? I mean, there were a lot of big plays that they hit for. It seemed like they bowed their back a lot.
They did.
Second half.
They did. It's tough. You know, there was a 12-minute stretch there at the end of the first half and third quarter where they had possession of the ball. You know, and that's kind of the when you win the coin toss and you defer, that's exactly what you're talking about, because the offense is over there staying on the sidelines for a while. Defense had to put together a lot of plays. Only gave up 6 points, which obviously we want 0. But and you know, we had some depth things that came up during the game, and guys had to step up there, losing Tupou early in the game versus a team that's going to run a power running game like they did today. Hit your depth, and so I thought, you know, Jay Tufele stepped up and did a nice job. I thought, you know, our backers stepped up and Logan went out late in the game, and just a lot of guys we had to turn to that did their job and allowed us to get those last stops.
I know you've seen him make a lot of plays that are kind of mind-blowing, but the scramble play by Joe Burrow on 3rd down where he escapes a sack to hit TB, what did you think of that play?
Well, I thought he was sacked, and so I was standing there next to Jamar. Jamar's route finished right next to me on the sidelines, and we both thought the play was over. And then I had to tell him to get back in it and try to go score, you know. And obviously he found, I think, TB on the play, if I remember correctly. But sometimes when it looks like things are really bleak and dead, Joe finds a way kind of out of the mess, and you don't know how he does it. He just does it, and it's special to see when it happens.
Coach, I might be way off with this, but is this one of the biggest away crowds you've seen? And could you just touch on from your perspective, the love that Louisiana has?
Yeah, it's difficult to play down here, but it's so much fun. You know, that's what football is about. That's why we signed up for this job, just to see their fan base out on the streets. Our fan base, I thought they traveled really well. I saw a lot of Bengals fans downtown as we were going to the game. But I do have such an appreciation for the loyalty that the people down here, the Saints fans, have for their team. They make this place, it's loud. It's difficult to communicate. You got to be on top of your communication. There was one, I kind of stuttered my way through a call, and we had to call timeout, you know, because Joe couldn't hear me very clearly. And so they create some issues like this, and you know, you got to appreciate a fan base like that.
Zac, there was plenty of talk about the offense coming into this game. What are your overall thoughts on how Joe Burrow and the entire offense?
Yeah, you know, we really do tune that out. I know people probably don't believe us, but we know what we're capable of. We know the issues we've had, and so again, we block out that noise and embrace what this team can be about, this offense can be about. There's a lot of belief. There's no doubt. And I have to imagine we scored on maybe our last 4 or 5 possessions. It felt pretty good, like we were moving the ball pretty good. So it was a good way to end that one. Jeremy, I know you had something.
Thank you, Zach. 4 games this season, you had a double-digit deficit in the first half. The first 3, you lost those games.
Mm-hmm.
You win this one today. What can this do for your team, the way that you won this game?
There's always belief, as you guys have seen. We've come back and taken leads or tied every game where we've been behind, but you need to finish one off. And again, I wouldn't. You found a way to win. We needed to win one like this. We needed to win one on the road like this. I don't think the team needed it for their confidence, but it is good to put in your back pocket and say we've been in a hostile environment. We're going to be in other hostile environments as the season wins. If the season goes the way you want, you're going to be in a lot of these. And so just proud of the way that the guys bowed up there in the fourth quarter and made the plays we needed to and snuck out of here with a win.
Coach, can you talk about Henderson's impact? He had a devastating penalty. He comes back. I mean, what does he mean to you guys? And what?
Yeah, he and Sam, I'll group those guys together because they're just relentless and they keep after the quarterback on every snap. And so whether they're getting the hits or the pressures or the sacks, I promise you they feel it because it's close. And then when the moment gets big, Trey stepped up and made that play. And so again, that's what we're counting on from Trey. He stepped up and made that play when we needed it. And so just proud of him and Sam and that entire group.
Coach, to that point, your red zone efficiency, the Saints only picked up 1 in the red zone for them. So how impressed were you with that?
That's what our defense has done, is keep people out of the end zone with the scores. I know they had the long one that got us, but when teams get down in there, they got to earn every inch. And our defense takes a lot of pride in their red zone defense and limiting people to field goals and trying to create turnovers. They take a lot of pride in that.
Do you have any game balls?
Yeah, Joe, Jamar, and Trey Hendrickson. Trey for the big play that gave us the ball back, and then Joe and Jamar just for the show that they put on today.
Can you talk about how dynamic that combination?
No, go ahead.
No, can you talk about how dynamic that combination of Joe and Jamar has been for this team as you guys move forward?
Unbelievably dynamic. They've just got some great chemistry, so they never really skipped a beat from college. All those reps that they put in together, we can count on those guys. But it's not just them. We have so many other weapons that teams have to worry about that allows them to maximize their potential in situations like this. You're talking about the other receivers, the tight end, running back. Thought the offensive line really played good today. I know that there was the 2 sacks late, and we'll watch that and sort it out. They were starting to bring some pressures that we knew were problem pressures coming into this game. But I thought those guys really did an excellent job protecting in the pass game, blocking for the runs. We threw a ton of RPOs today that took away the carry from the ball carrier and got us positive yards. So I don't know how many carries we had, but it's going to be way less than runs we actually called. And they were executing those runs really well. We just saw some softness there to take advantage of in the pass game. But I thought the whole unit stepped up and did a great job.
What happened with Jeff Gunter before the game for him to be carted off, and is Logan going to be okay?
Yeah, don't know about Logan. That happened so late in the game. We'll get some information on that. Jeff was a knee, in pregame, just locking up. I don't know exactly how it happened, what it looked like when he fell, but he had a knee early in the game, so we'll have to check that out.
What do you think of the Burrow scramble touchdown at the end of the second quarter?
It's what we needed. They brought, again, they get in that mid-red zone, and that's where their problem pressers show up, and he did a good job stepping up through there. Guys were trying to protect it. It's a tough protection issue got there, and he kind of understands the void is if you can pull through that crap, there's a chance to go, and that's what he did.
Jamar's touchdown, how impressive of an individual effort is that? He's slowed up with the attempted tackle and still outraces the guy.
Yeah.
You quantify
No, I can't because he is so strong on contact and his acceleration is so rapid. That's why he's a top 5 pick, and that's why he's a rookie of the year, and that's why he's going to have the career that he's going to have because of the way he works. On top of all the talent that he has, his work ethic supersedes that, and that's a credit to him and what he's about. You got to give some credit to Troy Walters for being a coach who's not just going to let him go along with the flow. And I got this great player. I want to treat him with kid gloves. Troy's hard on those guys and stays on them, and I think that's why we get the talent out of the receiver room that we get. It's a credit to the guys that we drafted because they're about it, but it's also credit to Troy and Brad for staying on them and helping them reach their full potential. I know someone that, James?
Chat with Andy at all?
You know, after the game, I appreciate Andy so much for what he went through with me and was because by my side that whole first year, and then you know, he gets his opportunities, he makes the most of it. You know, he's done a great job down here when his number's been called. He did a great job in that game. They just, you know, fortunately our defense was able to step up there at the very end, but just the amount of respect I've got for him and his family, and always wish Andy the best.
Zach, I know you addressed it earlier, but psychologically, to be behind the game, be behind in the game, practically the whole game, and come back and win on the road like that, what do you think that means going forward?
Again, we just got to store it away, and we've always believed that we could do it. But at some point, you just got to get it done, and that's what this league's about. You know, things balance out if you keep preparing the right way, and your guys handle themselves the right way during the game. Then these things, we know our guys are going to step up and make plays at some point. Today they did that, and so again, we got to follow the way and be able to draw from that as we're on the road or at home in some tough environment we got against a good team later on the road. We got to be able to pull from this.
Teams were really attacking in the secondary and first half, but what changed for you guys where you guys tightened down and didn't allow anything to happen on that last drive in the game?
Which side of the ball are you talking about?
In the defensively, like what changed in the secondary? Where you guys,
Who's defense? I'm sorry. Start over.
Like
who's defense?
In the secondary, what changed for you guys?
Our defense. Our defense secondary?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Can you ask that again?
What changed for you guys where you guys tightened up and didn't allow anything deep for the most part downfield in the second half?
Sure. You know, it was just got to be a little tighter in coverage sometimes. They made some plays where we were right there. They made a great catch in the middle there in the third quarter. You know, so I thought that they made some really good plays. Andy was accurate with the ball. He found the voids he needed to find. They did a great job coming down with them. And you know, sometimes when you're just a couple inches off in coverage and you got a good quarterback that's accurate, he's going to make you pay for it. And I thought our guys did a good job regrouping, especially at the end, and making them kind of throw it underneath, round for the tackles, keeping the ball in bounds. And then fortunately, they had some incompletions there that gave us a chance.